Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another tier ranking, but today we're going to be tier ranking all of the romance books that I have read so far. Now, as of you guys seeing this, I probably have read a couple more. I'm just doing it for how I am filming right now. That does not make any sense. I'm just doing it based on where I'm at recording now. So I think I have maybe about 60 or so titles on here. I was going on Goodreads and kind of looking through what romance books have I read in my life and being which ones have I loved, which ones have I hated, and some that have been kind of just in between type of thing, and going through some of these, because honestly, some of these I was looking at and I'm like, oh wow, I have some good memories with those. And some of them I was looking at them and I was like, kind of wish I never read that. But anyways, we're gonna get started. The first category that we have up here is Wish I Could Live In. These are books that I just love with all of my heart. They've become a part of my heart and soul, and I would kill to live in these books, either be one of the love interests or just maybe a side character who are friends with these love interest pretty much. And then the second one I have is Take a Day Trip To. Pretty self-explanatory. I would maybe spend a day there, but not maybe too much into my time there. I remember enjoying them, but I just don't really feel like I would waste too much time in them, and even I wouldn't even waste time while being in the story itself. Then the third one I have is Could Have Been Better. These were ones where the romance was there and the romance was pretty good, but I just wish that there was something a little bit more, and I might dive into a little bit of it, but we shall see. And then the fourth one I have on here is Don't Think Twice About. These are books that I literally forgot that I read. I have no recollection of them. I looked on Goodreads and I was like, I read that? Wait, seriously? I read that. And then I Just Don't Get It. These are very popular books a lot of the times where I just did not really enjoy it that much, and I don't get the hype of why people like it, And then the last category I have is no, these are just books that I just should not have read in the first place. So like I said, I have about 60 books in here that I have read so far in my lifetime. And the first one that we have up is Throttled by Lauren Asher. And honestly, I think I'm gonna put this in no, starting off very strong with that. I could put it in I Just Don't Get It, but I don't really see many people liking this story that much, because when I first read it, I read it for a book club book, and I just thoroughly did not like the male main character. I hated his choices. I hated the way he treated our female main character. He should have treated her with much more respect. He treated a doormat with more respect than he did with the female main character. I'm pretty sure it was an F1 romance, and I don't know if I'm ever going to continue on with that series, because I just thoroughly did not like that book. I think I gave it a 2-star originally, but I can't quite remember. And this next one I have up here is another Lauren Asher, which is The Fine Print by her. And this one, I'm gonna put it in I Just Don't Get It, because this one is fairly popular, but it's a little bit more of a liked book by her. I'm pretty sure this is the first one in the Dreamland Billionaires, and half of the time I was just like, why are we doing this? Why exactly is the story being a thing? I didn't hate the female main character, but I also didn't love her. And same with the male main character. I didn't quite get his motives and why he was the way he was. And I just personally just do not like that book. I don't like the love story. I didn't love anything about it, Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And then I have Playing for Keeps by Alexandria Bellefleur. Recently read that earlier this year, and I'm gonna put this in I Would Take a Day Trip To, because I really liked the environment that we were in. It was kind of sportsy, but also kind of in the pop culture side of things with lyric, and of course kind of being in the NFL type of thing as well too. A little bit of sapphic as well too. So I really didn't like it. I liked it a lot, actually. I'm pretty sure I gave it a 4-star. And yeah, I genuinely enjoyed their story. I liked Poppy. I liked Rosalind. I really liked their chemistry together. They had some pretty good chemistry in my opinion. And it didn't like completely leap out of the page, but I would 100% be friends with them, you know? And the next one I have is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. If we're talking about like the romance aspect, it 100% could have been better. Like, I get what Emily was trying to do with this book. She's trying to tell 2 different stories about a romance and also like an Evelyn Hugo type of vibe situation. But I feel like that we should have either focused on one or the other a little bit more, you know? Like, either we could have made it strictly just like being a character study, or could have been just a regular romance on the side, because I don't even remember. I think it was Hayden. Was it Alex? I don't remember. Maybe it was Alice and Hayden. I don't remember the female and male main characters' names in the story, but I could barely feel any of their chemistry, you know? I had a lot more appreciation for Margaret's story rather than their love story, you know, but I did enjoy it. I just wish that the romance was just a tad bit better in my opinion. And the next one I have is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. I think I read this, was that in 2025, 2024? I think it was actually 2025. And I'm gonna say don't think twice about, because I can't tell you a single plot point about this book. Granted, it's a little novella, but you would think that I would be able to like know what it's talking about, but I just don't. I can't tell you a single thing that happened remotely plot-wise, because one, it was a tiny novella and I just don't remember it. I read it around Christmas time apparently, but that's it. That's all I can tell you. Then I have The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. This one unfortunately is gonna go, I just don't get it. I really don't get it, because this was another book club book that I read in 2024, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was in 2024. And it was during the summertime. And the male main character, I hated him from the jump. I did not like him whatsoever. I loved our female main character. She was great. She was absolutely wonderful. I loved her story. I loved her complexity, you know, and I loved how she knew like her self-worth. And by the end, like, she had so much self-worth that, like, even with this dude, like, trying to chase her or whatever and just, like, trying to have a love story with her, it just didn't work for me. It left a sour taste in my mouth, personally. I just, yeah, it left a sour taste, and I was just like, no. Just absolutely no. And then I have Tempting Olivia by Claire Ashton. This one I would also take a day trip to. One, because the setting, which was in Oxford. This is part of an Oxford romance series by Claire Ashton. This is the second book in that series. I really liked Olivia and Kate's chemistry a lot of the time. I thought their chemistry was really great and really fun and really kind of like witty and just like cute, if that makes any sense, you know? They're like in their like 30s or whatever, you know, and like it's a little bit of forbidden love aspect because Kate is Olivia's client, that Olivia's trying to help Kate with a divorce as well too. But I really did enjoy their story, and I would 100% want to be friends with them, or even just like want to like date either one of them, because they're so complex, but they're also so loving towards each other, and they understand each other to where previous partners of theirs just did not fully understand them. And then I have Mary Ever After by Tessa Bailey. Absolutely not. I hated that book. 100,000%. I finished it because it was a little novella, but I absolutely hated that book. It's just, bleh, so gross. Then I have King of Sloth by Anna Huang. I wish I could live in this world, personally. I love the Kings of Sin series so much. It's my favorite out of Anna's series because it's the one that hasn't disappointed me that much when it comes to the different couples. There's only one in here that's a little bit on the disappointing side, but like not by much. I love Salone and Javier's chemistry. I love them as individuals. I love them as a couple. They are one of my favorite of Anna Huang's couples, personally. I just absolutely love them, and I would love to meet them or even just be with one of them too, you know? And then I have Meeting Millie by Claire Ashton. I'm also gonna put this in Take a Day Trip too, but it's a little bit less of like a time of staying and meeting Millie than it is with Tempting Olivia. Again, these are both part of the same series. Meeting Millie is the first one, and this one was cute. It was fun, but I also was just a little bit on the like, you know, it's very cute, but it's not as, like, their chemistry was not as good as Kate and Olivia's. I loved Kate and Olivia's chemistry so much. But with Charlotte and Millie, it was good, but it wasn't, like, great or, like, heart-melting, if that made any sense. Ooh, and then I have Beach Read by Emily Henry. I would also take a day trip to this place as well, too. One, because the setting is very gorgeous. I really liked January as a female main character. And Gus, he was fine, but he wasn't my absolute favorite MMC of Emily Henry's. I would like to meet them, to maybe kind of understand them and be friends with them as well too. Like, I think I would 100% be friends with January. And then I have Love in Color by, I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but I think it's Baloo something. I can't see where it is. I can't see what exactly it is on the screen itself, but I would also take a day trip to there as well too, because basically it's a collection of short stories of retold, like older stories of love and how different loves kind of like come across. I remember reading it and really, really liking it, so that's why I would take a day trip to that place. Then I have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This was one of the worst books that I have ever read in my entire life. Just absolutely no. Then I have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I'm gonna put this one in I Just Don't Get It. I remember reading it, and then once I got to like 80%, I just ended up like skimming the rest of it because for some reason the end of the book kind of turned into like a Scooby-Doo movie. You know, like at the end of like a Scooby-Doo episode where it was like, I would have gotten away with it if you weren't for you meddling kids. That's how this felt to a T. I don't know why, it just did, and the chemistry was kind of off. The spice was not good in my opinion. I just don't personally get it. I know lots of people love Ali Hazelwood, but this was like my second book by her, and I just did not like it at all, you know? Then I have Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. This one's also gonna put in I Just Don't Get It because I know a lot of people love B.K. Borison, but this is my first book by her, and I really just did not like it. I didn't understand the hype. I didn't understand the chemistry. I couldn't really even feel that there was chemistry going on between the two of them. And I do plan on reading more of her books. Same with Ali Hazelwood. I plan on giving them both a chance, but I don't know. I think I just need to be in the mood to read them, you know? Then I have The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. This rating has like changed so much as I've like been doing this, but I think I'm gonna do Take a Day Trip too. I originally rated it like maybe like a 6 stars on Goodreads when I first read it because the book really connected to me in that moment, and I just needed that book as like a reminder to like so many things, you know? I will say the chemistry between the two of them in this book is so good. I liked the way that grief was talked about in this and how being like a single mom was as well, because I also came from a single mom, and just having that appreciation as well. And I would 100% be friends with both of the female main character and the male main character as well. Then I have King of Pride by Anna Huang. I wish I could live there as well too. I love Issa and Kai as a couple. This one thoroughly surprised me as well too, because I wasn't too sure how I was gonna feel about it. I really did like it because of just the sheer like opposites attract type of thing. I really love that, and this one was done very well. Their chemistry was good. Them talking to each other was good. The reason why they broke up wasn't anything out of like malice. It was just something that just kind of like happened because it had to happen type of thing, you know? But yeah, I really liked King of Pride. And then I have King of Greed by Anna Huang, and I'm gonna put this in could have been better because of the fact this is a second chance romance, and by the end, like a second chance slash marriage in trouble type of situation, the marriage should have just stayed in trouble by the end. I really do not think Alessandra, I believe is her name, deserved Dominic. She did not deserve him one fucking bit, you know? And even though this is the shortest in the Kings of Sin, I always expect second chances or marriage in trouble to give us past chapters of what made them good to work with in the first place. And this one barely had any of that, which also kind of hurt my rating in the end as well too. I wish that the chemistry was a little bit better. I wish we could have seen what they were like when they were first starting out and like first being together, because when we got what we got in the present time just didn't really work for me. It was just not good in my opinion. Next up, I have My December Darling by Lauren Asher. I'm also gonna put this in Don't Think Twice About because of the fact that I can't tell you a single thing that happened, but I remember I didn't like it, you know? I liked it much better than Throttle and The Fine Print together, but I can't tell you a single thing that happened because it was also a little bit of like a smaller novella as well, but I do know that like I did like it, but I can't tell you anything other than like it was good, you know? And then I have Going by Coastal by, I think it's Delilah, or no, I think it's Delilah Alder, I think. I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but I would take a day trip to this one. So this one, it basically follows like a girl and she has the choice to either stay in New York and go after the girl that she's been like pining for forever, or she can go to California where her estranged like mom is and potentially meet a guy. And you follow the two different timelines to see what could have happened. And the ending was really, really nice because it was almost kind of like a choose your own thing, you know? So you get to figure out, like, you get to be attached to either of the characters, you know, and figuring out which one she should end up with. And that was just a fun little experience to be in. I want to reread it again and plus read more of her books because her books were definitely like good. I really, really liked them. And then I have Twisted Games by Anna Huang. Okay, I feel like it's between Take a Day Trip to and Could Have Been Better. I think I'm gonna put it in Could Be Better, but on the like top end of Could Be Better because of the fact that when I was first reading it, I wasn't too sure exactly how to feel about the 10-year age gap. Maybe if I reread it now, then maybe I could get behind it. But I think when I was first starting out reading, this was one of the first books I ever read back in like 2023. And I liked their chemistry, but it wasn't the best thing in the entire world. Like, it wasn't something to write home about, but I did end up liking their story. I just do think that there could have been stuff that was just a tad bit better in the end as well too. And then I also have The Striker by Anna Huang. This is another one that kind of goes in between Take a Day Trip to and Could Have Been Better. I think I'm gonna put this in the lower end of Take a Day Trip to because I think it was definitely better than Twisted Games, but it's not better than like King of Pride or King of Sloth by any means. And the reason why I say that is The Striker, Scarlett and Asher had really, really good chemistry. I really liked their chemistry a lot. I liked where their story was and how their story was told, and a lot of like chronic illness representation as well. But that book was just way too long. It was almost 600 pages, which in my opinion is way too long for a contemporary romance. It's way too long for a contemporary romance. And Anna's one of my favorite authors of all time, so that's saying a lot from someone who loves her books. And then oh my god, Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. I wish I could live in that. I would love to either be Josh or Jules or be friends with them and just, you know, like have fun together. I loved their chemistry. I loved them individually. I loved what they brought out in each other as well too. I loved their like competitiveness with each other. I love just how their stuff went around, you know. And I will say the only thing I don't talk about is what Josh said, you know. We don't talk about that. It's kind of like how we don't talk about Bruno, you know. But I would 100% live in this. Then Twisted Love by Anna Huang, my first ever book by her. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put this in Could Have Been Better. This was my first book by her. I binged it really quickly. I think I read it within like a matter of like 2 days or so. But at the same time, I really don't remember too much except for feeling like, you're doing what while he's on the phone with who? You know? Or even like the apple picking epilogue scene as well too. I was like, girl, like, it definitely threw me off, but that's because I read it when I was first getting back into reading. So yeah, but I probably would reread it again just to see if I do like it and being like, did I miss this? Or just like whatever, just to see what I thought about it. Then All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. This was another book that I absolutely hated. I didn't even finish it and I gave it like a 1 star. Like I got maybe like 45% into it, and then I decided that I needed to stop, and I read the last chapter and that was it. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Nah. Absolutely nah. Just no. Just absolutely no. Oh, then I have Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. Oh man, this is another one that goes in between the Take a Day Trip 2 and Could Have Been Better. I think this is also gonna be on the lower end of Take a Day Trip 2, because I think I liked Twisted Lies better than The Striker, but like not by much, because for like Twisted Lies, I liked the characters that we were following, but just it was the whole morally gray thing that I had to get used to, because that was the first time I think I'd ever read a morally gray man or like character in the first place. So it was something that I just needed to get used to and kind of needed to understand. Again, it's been a while. I read these back in like 2023, 2024. If I reread them now, then maybe I can like them, but I think it just kind of like depends. You know, next up I have is It Starts With Us and It Ends With Us. I think I'm gonna, well, since they're so close to each other, I'm just gonna loop them together. I'm gonna put these both in Don't Think Twice About, because these were some of the first 2 books that I read in my reading journey, but I don't think about them because one, as I get older, I just realize like I don't like these like stories anymore. I don't like it at all. I think I got rid of these on my shelves. They no longer exist on my shelves, you know? But part of the reason why I did start reading in the first place is because of It Ends With Us. But thinking on it after a while, you know, I just don't really feel much for these books, you know? So that's why they're in like Don't Think Twice About, you know? And then I have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I'm gonna put this, it's kind of in between Could Have Been Better and Don't Think Twice About. I think I'm going to put this in the lower end of Could Have Been Better, because I really liked Alex and Poppy's like friendship and things like that. But I do kind of wish that Poppy would have gotten out of her own head a little bit faster and would have been more supportive towards Alex, especially when they're trying to figure out what happened between them and why they were doing this exact same thing in the first place, you know? So yeah, that's my thing that I'm just like, it could have been better, you know? I think the romance is definitely a lot better in this one than it was in Great Big Beautiful Life, but I just know that like there could have been something just a little bit better. Not my favorite Emily Henry, but it's okay. Then I have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Honestly, I don't really think about this book that much. I don't remember too much of reading it except for like cute dog and Xavier nearly killing himself to keep this relationship up. Like, I get that it's supposed to be a like relationship where it's like instant love and like you do your best to try and figure out what to do with this relationship in the first place. But this dude, he was low-key just like harming himself with so many things that were happening within this book, and I don't really think about their chemistry. Honestly, I think Xavier could have done a lot better, you know? And I'm pretty sure that also the main character's name is Samantha, but I could be completely wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. I don't know though. Editing Sam will probably put something on the screen or whatever, you know. Then I have King of Wrath by Anna Huan, the last of the Kings of Sin on here. And I would put Take a Day Trip too, because this one pleasantly surprised me. It was arranged marriage, and I had no idea how or if I was gonna like the arranged marriage trope, but the way Anna did it for these two characters, for Vivian and Dante, worked absolutely perfectly. It worked so perfectly for these characters that I didn't even question that they were just arranged to be married. They had this like natural chemistry from the jump, even when they were like not like wanting to give into their chemistry, you know? And the third act breakup, it didn't even piss me off that much, you know? I knew why it had to happen, and I just knew that it had to happen that way, but I would 100% like be friends with them or just whatever, you know? Then I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Honestly, if I could live in it, I 100% would. This one is my favorite Emily Henry so far. I just really connected with this book. I absolutely loved Nora as a character. I loved Charlie as well too. He's my favorite of the MMCs of Emily Henry, and I cannot wait to just read more of her books even too, you know? I just really loved this story. I loved the setting that we were in. I would love to be friends with both of them and maybe even like learn a little bit more about Charlie as well too. I really like to. And then we have The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. This one is a little short novella, but I think I'm gonna put it in the tail end of Take a Day Trip too, because even though it's like a short little novella, it was so cute, it was so fun, it was very much like a thing of like promising in the future, you know, like the growth of a relationship, starting from the very bones, and then maybe in the future, like just going on to see like what exactly is happening with that. And then I have Heartstopper. I think I have all the other Heartstoppers on here too. Okay, yeah, well, Heartstopper by Alice Oseman is, if I could live in it, I 100% would. We're just gonna put all of these up in here just so that they know. I love this series so much. I first started watching the TV show, and then I finally read the comics, and or the graphic novels specifically, and I cannot wait for the 6th volume to come out. It's gonna hurt me, but I know that I'm going to absolutely love it, you know? Same with the movie as well. I plan on doing a reading vlog of rereading the volumes, the first 5 volumes before reading the 6th volume as well. I love Nick and Charlie. I love their friends. I would love to be in the world of Heartstopper because I would want to be friends with this friend group. And yeah, I would 100% live in this. Then I have Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan, and I will say this one could have been better because of the fact that the way that the kids were written and how Leo was written and how the third act breakup was written almost kind of felt a little bit like cheesy in a way, and I know that's what it meant to be, but there was just something about it where it was like okay in the moment, but I didn't like absolutely love it, if that makes any sense, you know? Then I have Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and I would 100% live in this world. I would love to be friends with Alex or Henry as well. I love their chemistry so much. I love the book, but I especially love the way that they did the movie as well too. I absolutely just felt so connected. This was also my first ever like LGBTQ plus romance that I had ever read, and I just absolutely loved it, and I absolutely enjoyed their storyline and how they were there for each other. Like I have a whole annotated copy when I reread it last June for Pride Month, and I just absolutely loved it. I want to reread it again, but specifically I kind of want to reread another Casey McQuiston before I read like reread Red, White, and Royal Blue. Then I have The Book of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. Honestly, thinking back on it, I think I would probably take a day trip into this book because I will say being a woman in the 1800s was hard. It was very, very hard, but out of all of the stories of theirs that I've read so far, I really liked Colin and Penelope's, not just in the show, but I also really kind of liked it in the books. Sure, he was a little bit jealous at some points, but like, it wasn't like too bad, if that makes any sense, you know? It's just Yeah. Oh, and this is an interesting one. This one is Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and also they're scarred after it as well. Hooked, I think I'm gonna put in Don't Think Twice About, because I really can't think of anything when it comes to this story, you know? I can't think of anything. I don't have anything to really like say about it. I just don't remember reading it. And then Scarred, this is gonna be really weird because again, it kind of goes in between Take a Day Trip 2 and Could Have Been Better. But if I am gonna put it in a place, I'll put it in Take a Day Trip 2 because so far out of the Never Afters, I've loved this one the most. Their chemistry was great. It was a 4-star. Really liked the setting that we were in. I liked what the fairy tale was based on as well too. Then I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I actually don't really think about Part of Your World either. I have not really thought about it much since I read it for the first time back in 2024, I think it was. Maybe it was 2025, but I don't know. I have her other books that I need to read of hers. I have like The Night We Met and also Yours Truly as well. So I'm hoping to read either one of those sooner rather than later. But for Part of Your World, I just don't have any thoughts on this as well too. This was my most recent romance book that I read as of recording this, which is Just Friends. And this 100% could have been better. It was a 3-star when I first read it. And I'm giving her grace since it's her debut novel. I just couldn't really get too much of the chemistry behind Blair and Declan. It just didn't really leap out onto the page for me personally. But one of the things that I think also could have been better with this story is more flashbacks as to when they were younger. Because I mean, I can get where they were coming from and like talking about it in either present or past tense and how their relationship was. But I think I would have liked something a little bit more when they were just kids, like when they were really young. And then as they started developing into like middle school and high school, they started getting feelings for each other. But that's just my personal critique, you know? And then I have One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I think I would 100%, I would take a day trip to this because it's based in New York. I really loved August and Jane's chemistry, but the one thing that really kind of gave me the ick was them like doing it on like a subway, you know? And I get that and it was there at night. Not a lot of people were on the train as well. Their chemistry was good, and I really liked the aspect of like the magical realism thing when it comes to Jane. So I would also want to be friends with them as well too. I thought they were 100% great. Oh, and then The Pairing, also by Casey McQuiston. I would also take a day trip to this place as well because where The Pairing is set at, it is so gorgeous. It's basically a food trip around Europe, and I really liked it. I will say this one is not my favorite of Casey's, you know, but I still did like it. It's like a 4-star. Like I've given basically Casey's books 4 stars and above, you know? But with this one, what I really liked is I really liked the inclusion of a non-binary like aspect type of vibe to it. And I would just really like to be friends with both Kit and Theo because they are so messy and so funny. And I think we would have a lot of fun together, you know? And then I have Wretched by Emily McIntyre. I think I'm also gonna put this in Don't Think Twice About because I remember just like not liking it that much, but also kind of liking it, but also I can't give you anything other than that because I don't really remember it that much. Then I have I Kiss Sarah Wheeler, also by Casey McQuiston, and I'm also gonna put this in Take a Day Trip too because I really loved this one as well too. I loved Chloe as a main character. I also loved Sarah as a main character. I love that it was set in high school as well, and I just thought that it was really, really great. And yeah, I would 100% be friends with Chloe and Sarah and their other friends as well too, you know? Reminded me of being back in high school again, the good parts at least. So that was really, really fun. Then I have Heartless by Elsie Silver. This one's gonna go in I Just Don't Get It because I'll talk about it later, but with Flawless. Flawless I really liked. Heartless, I did not. There was something about it where I just couldn't get behind it, and I was just like, nah, no, just did not like it whatsoever, you know? And then I have An Author from a Gentleman by Julie Quinn. This one's also kind of going in between could have been better or don't think twice about. I think I'm gonna put this in could have been better as well too. The show's adaptation is so much better, and after reading this one, I fully decided to not read the books. I've decided to DNF that series because I feel like I don't need to read the books in order to watch the TV show to kind of understand what's happening, because they were written well before this TV show like came out. Obviously, it was written in the 2000s while this is going on in the 2020s as well. There's a lot more creativity and more inclusivity within the show compared to the book as well. So I think it could have been better, but I can't tell you exactly how it could have been better. Next, then I have Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. Oh man, I think I would take a day trip to this book. This book specifically, all of these take place in the same universe or whatever. So yeah, but starting out with Scythe and Sparrow, I loved Rose and Fion's chemistry. Their chemistry was my favorite out of all like three of them. I absolutely loved their chemistry so much. I loved Rose. She was so much fun. I thought she was great. I would 100% be friends with Fionn. And you know, I didn't think I liked a guy with an Irish accent, but then Fionn, he kind of changed my mind, you know? So yeah. Then I have Cross My Heart by Isha Patel, Take a Day Trip to. This world was so like fun and so cozy and just absolutely sweet as well. I really loved their characters. I really loved Colt, and I believe her name is May, like CJ and May, I'm pretty sure, but I could be a little bit wrong. It's been a little bit since I've read the book, but I really loved their chemistry. I loved the way that they worked with each other. Their fake dating worked really well for this story. And yeah, I would honestly like to see one of their lacrosse games, you know? And then I think I'm gonna lump Love and Other Killers. I think this is also gonna be in Take a Day Trip too, because this is a little short story after Scythe and Sparrow, kind of wrapping up what happened within the Ruinous Love trilogy. It was just a fun little kind of send-off, and I would 100% go into their like game that they were doing as well too, which might make me weird, but these books are meant to be weird anyways. And Butcher and Blackbird, this one I would 100% take a day trip to. This is my second favorite of the series. I absolutely loved it. I did not expect to love it that much, but I really loved Salome as a character. I liked Rowan as a character as well. He kind of surprised me as well, and I just really liked the story. Now, on the other hand, for Leather and Lark, I personally didn't get it. I think I'm not alone with this. So many people that I know didn't really like Leather and Lark as much as like Butcher and Blackbird and Scythe and Sparrow. And I'm not too sure what exactly happened in between like making this one and this one. But Lark, she was a good character. It was Lachlan that annoyed the fuck out of me. It was Lachlan that annoyed me, and I was like, okay, really? Like why? You know, like this is weird, you know? But anyways, next one is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I think I'm gonna put this in Take a Day Trip too, because I remember having fond memories with this. I really liked Rhett and Summer's chemistry. Their chemistry was actually pretty good, and I didn't really mind like watching them. And honestly, if it was just basing it off of Flawless and not like taking out Heartless all like together, I will 100% take a trip to Chestnut Springs. I don't know if I'm gonna read the rest of the series. I have Powerless on my shelf, but we shall see if I decide to read that series. And then this next one, This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I wish I could live in this book. This is my favorite out of the Skyland trilogy so far. And I loved Soledad and Judah's relationship and their chemistry. And it was just so wonderful and so lovely. Kennedy Ryan's also slowly becoming a favorite author of mine. I really like the way she writes about her different stories and her different characters as well. And going into Skyland again, we have Before I Let Go by her, and this one I would take a day trip to. because while I liked Yasmin and Josiah's chemistry, it was nothing compared to Soledad's and Judah's chemistry. Like, those two were great. I love Yasmin and Josiah's story and how like it was like a second chance after them being divorced, and I would 100% be friends with all of them just because it's like, yeah, this is great. I love this a lot. And then the last one that we have on this is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Not gonna lie, I read this fairly early on in my reading journey, so I'm just gonna say that I don't think twice about it. I think I remember rating it on the fairly like high-ish side of things, but I can't tell you anything about it since it's been so long since I've read the actual story itself. All I know is that it follows a dude named Archer and a girl named Bree, I think it was, but I can't really tell you all of the emotional things about it and what the story is trying to tell because I just don't really remember it that much. So yeah, and that is the final book that we have. We have all of the categories right here. Again, starting from the top, the books that I wish I could live in is, of course, King of Sloth, King of Pride, Twisted Hate, Book Lovers, all of the Heartstopper graphic novels, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and This Could Be S. And going into the Take a Day Trip to category, which has the most books, which is Playing for Keeps, Tempting Olivia, Meeting Millie, Beach Read, Love in Color, The Mixtape, Going by Coastal, The Striker, Twisted Lies, King of Wrath, The Fall Risk, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Scarred, One Last Stop, The Pairing, I Kiss Sarah Wheeler, Scythe and Sparrow, Cross My Heart, Love and Other Killers, Butcher and Blackbird, Flawless, and Before I Let Go. Only a couple in the Could Have Been Better category, which is Great Big Beautiful Life, King of Greed, Twisted Games, Twisted Love, People We Meet on Vacation, Nora Goes Off Script, Just Friends, and An Offer from a Gentleman. They Don't Think Twice About category is Cruel Summer with You, My December Darling, It Starts With Us, It Ends With Us, Say You'll Remember Me, Hooked, Part of Your World, Wretched, and Archer's Voice. The I Just Don't Get category, of course, is The Fine Print, The Rom-Commers, Love on the Brain, Love Light Farms, Heartless, and Leather and Lark. And of course, ending off with the Yeah, No category, we have Throttled, Merry Ever After, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and All Your Perfects. And that is going to be the end of this tier ranking. Thank you guys again for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to like and comment down below. If you don't know what to comment down below, tell me what book you would like to take a day trip to or become friends with the main characters in that book. If you liked me, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications. I post every Sunday and every Wednesday. And yeah, that is pretty much it. This is obviously going to be a Wednesday upload, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I really hope you guys have an amazing day, week, month, and year. See you later, friends.